CIL 650, in association with Tom Lucas Productions, presents Radio Real Estate.
Our house in the middle of our street.
And now, here are your hosts, Bill Macklem, Fern Northcutt, and Tom Lucas.
Good morning. Welcome to the On-Air Open House. Bill, your fingers must be so sore after all that drumming and bongo playing. That was amazing.
And I'm missing half one of the fingers, so I wore it out.
It was on the floor?
I think so.
You were going so fast, there was smoke coming off. It's amazing. Hey, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good, buddy.
Good to see you. I hear you've had a very busy week.
Yeah, it's been really busy.
Really?
Yeah.
People coming in to see you? You going to see people?
Yeah, just people. Probably getting pre-approved. Mortgages are coming up for renewal. What should they do? Some people have a little bit extra debt they want to get rid of. Other people don't want to touch that at all. Just want to make sure that they're paying down their mortgages so that when they want to retire, they have their mortgages paid off.
So it's just not young people that are coming to see you for mortgages.
It's everybody.
It's everybody.
We get first-time home buyers.
Wow.
We go through the whole process with them. That's always kind of fun because it's a process, and most people don't realize how difficult it is.
Yeah.
And so you want to make sure that you put in the foundation, if that's what you want to call it, in terms of understanding it.
Prospective purchasers come to see you first, and they go and see somebody like Fern. Good morning,
Yes,
Fern.
And good morning, Tom. How are you today?
I'm good. You're looking fantastic. How are you?
Oh, not too bad. A little bit of a few sniffles here, but that's the way it goes.
It's going around. You must be near those little guys. Yeah, that's right. They'll be selling homes to little kids now. So have you had a busy week, too?
I've had a very busy week.
It just never ends. And we're still having the same problem. We talked to a lot of realtors around the Lower Mainland, and they were all looking for a product.
Well, yeah, same thing. You know, It sounds like we're droning on about it, but real lack of listings out there.
Yeah, Bill was saying to me, as you know, before the show began, before you got here this morning, that the homes are still selling, and now you're having a problem trying to find places to put people in, right?
Well, that's right.
Same thing. Same thing, yes. The two that we advertised on the radio last weekend, both of them are sold.
Wow.
And so both of them, it was less than 5 days.
Wow. And you have a couple of hot listings. We'll get to those a little later on the show. Now, Bill, people are still coming to see you?
Yes, they are. Yeah. This past week, I was, I think Thursday night was really exciting. I saw clients in Ladner at 5 and saw some clients in Surrey at 7:30. And then I was out to Aldergrove on Tuesday and Abbotsford on Monday.
And these folks are buying?
Buying, refinancing,
Wow.
looking to have someone to talk to about financing. I had a client come in yesterday. Hadn't talked to him in probably 8 years. He said, "Bill, we're back because we want to get some good advice. We trust you, and therefore we're here. What do you think we should do? This is what we're thinking we're going to do." We've talked to our realtor, who I also know, Todd, and he says this is what they think they should do. What do you think? We went through their numbers, went through their dynamics, went through their financing, said that looks like a good plan.
So now is the time, if you're thinking about doing something, contact your local mortgage broker and contact your real estate agent, right?
Absolutely.
You take care of them, right, Fern?
Absolutely. So the thing is, I'm really glad, Bill, that you're still making house calls, too.
Absolutely. The whole Lower Mainland.
Absolutely.
And he does take he does take the cookies with him. It's 3 minutes after 10 o'clock. Bill Macklem, who is the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages, is on the show as usual with Fern Northcutt. Bill is the resident mortgage expert, and you'll have the mortgage rate update in just a few minutes, right, Willie?
Yes, I will.
Yeah. Bill also answers your mortgage question of the week in a few minutes.
Later on the show, in regards to what we've just been talking about, we're going to talk about the difficulties that home sellers have in regards to trying to purchase their next home, in regards to pricing and financing.
Absolutely, and you know what? I've got just the listing for the baby boomer, but I'll give you the details on this hint later. And our radio real estate home handyman, Finn Jensen, is here this morning with his unique take on day-to-day situations.
And Monica Dina Albriga is going to be on the show, right, Billy?
Yes, she is. She's going to be talking about the tip of the week. You know, she's got such great tips.
Pardon me?
Yes, isn't she?
This week, she has some rules for keeping our homes clean and organized.
Uh-oh. That's a biggie.
Yeah, hey, listen, it's 2016. We'll also be chatting about 2016 and what modern-day conveniences your home could, or maybe we should say should have, with Terry Ford of Adanac Sales. Also, Brian Lewis, who is the Executive Vice President for Halstead Properties, will be talking to us about who is actually buying those $100 million homes in New York City, because I know it's not me.
More importantly,
yeah,
who's doing their mortgage financing?
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? Donald Trump.
That's no kidding.
Yeah, I'm always interested in what's going on in New York. It's such a vibrant city, and it's really exciting. So Bill's mortgage question of the week is coming up, and if you have a question for Bill, leave it on our website, RadioRealEstateJan30th2016, and Bill will answer it on next weekend's show.
Andrew Jock of Keller Williams Elite Realty will join us in a few minutes to bring us up to date on real estate activity in the Tri-Cities area.
And Andy Matthew of the Powerhouse Agents at Remax Crest Westside is with us this morning, and we'll take a look at the Greater Vancouver real estate market.
Absolutely, Fern. Thank you so much. It's 5 minutes after 10:05. You're listening to Radio Real Estate on CIL 650. It's time now for the weekly mortgage rate update with our resident mortgage expert on the program. Mr. Bill Macklem is here. He is the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Money looking good this week?
Money's looking good.
Still?
It's probably looking too good. That's why the banks are being so tough. And they are being tough. They are really being, yes, they are. They're I guess with the fact that everybody in the world can actually qualify for a mortgage right now, and no matter what their income levels are, because the interest rates are so low, the banks are looking for reasons to turn you down. So they're not going to do boat loans. They're not going to do mobile home loans if they don't have to. They're not going to do properties that, for the most part, that don't have any, that have personal servicing rather than having a manager for the property, like a condo or a townhouse. So they're being very restrictive on what they'll look at, because they have the opportunity at this point in time to actually cherry pick, so they can pick the clients they want to deal with. And so they're really being tough on that. So the rates are great, but you know what? It's the same old, same old. If the rates are really great, but you can't get it, what's the point of having a great rate?
If you can't get the toaster, right?
Exactly.
Well, the next segment of the program, Bill will be answering the mortgage question of the week, and later on, we'll be chatting about some of the modern-day conveniences your home should have with Terry Ford of Adnac Sales. Also, Brian Lewis, who is the Executive Vice President of Halstead Properties, will be on the show to talk to us about who is actually buying those $100 million homes in New York City. Monica Dina-Abrigo, the president of Mummy Maids, is on the show this morning. She has her cleaning clips of the week. Cleaning tips of the week, I said that right. And she's going to be telling us, Bill, you should pay close attention to this, how to clean and organize your home and office.
Oh, I could use some help.
Oh, brother, I think we all need that.
I hear you.
Tom, I just want to interject here a little bit, too, listening to what Bill was saying about mortgaging and cherry picking by the banks, et cetera, that I just want to put it out there that a lot of the public's still not aware, if you're buying a strata property, that you have to have a depreciation report done on the property. And if it's not done, banks are now turning down mortgages. We lost a deal last week, actually, for that reason, because a condo complex didn't have a depreciation report. So at some point, Bill, you might like to talk about that a little bit, too.
You bet.
Anyway, okay, so you're listening to Vancouver's original on-air open house, Radio Real Estate, on CIL 650.
Hi, it's Preston here from Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. When you're ready to paint, call Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. We do it all. The filling, the sanding, the taping. Hey, we even clean up after ourselves. Discover what Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations can do for your home and office. Call for your estimate, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com.
Hi, this is Monica from Mummy Maids. We're here to help you with all your cleaning needs, including move-in, move-outs, packing and unpacking, organizing, laundry and windows, walls, basic cleaning and custom cleaning. We do it all. You deserve a break, and Mummy Maids can help. Let us clean your castle with no hassle. Call 604-533-4959. That's 604-533-4959. Or visit us at mummymaids.com.
Hi, it's Bill Macklem. In these busy and hectic times with family and business responsibilities, it is difficult to find the time to sit down with your mortgage broker and discuss all your mortgage options. I'm available to meet with you at your place of work, your home, our office, or at a place convenient for you. Please give me a call at 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663.
CIL 650. Letters. We get letters. We get stacks and stacks of letters.
Love this portion of the program. This is where Bill Macklem puts the sweater on. You get nice and comfy, cozy, which you are now.
The stripes are going the right direction today.
Nice. Looks very beautiful. Looks nice.
They're slimming.
Yeah. Well, Fern has a question for you, Billy.
So you've got the stripes going up and down this time?
Absolutely.
So we got a really good question for you, Bill, this week. This week's question comes from Brenda Joymond of Delta. Brenda would like to know if there's any difference between pre-approval and pre-qualification.
Thanks, Vernon. Well, that's a great question from Brenda. Pre-qualification and pre-approval. Pre-approval is more important. So pre-qualification means that you've sat down with somebody, you make this much money, you say, and so based on what you said in terms of what you make, this is what you qualify for. Thank you very much for showing up. Here's your toaster. Goodbye. On a pre-approval, we'll actually pull your credit bureau with your permission. We'll ask for employment letters, pay stubs, notice of assessments from Revenue Canada. We'll do all that. We'll ask where the down payment is coming from, get a proof of down payment of some sort, and then my team, I have underwriters on my team, so we underwrite the file ourselves. We'll send it off to the lenders. Not all lenders underwrite it, but the people that I have working for me used to be underwriters for the bank, so therefore we have a really good idea what you can and what you can't do. So when we underwrite it, therefore you become a pre-approved. And so unless you go buy a boat or another car before you buy your home and upset your debt servicing ratios, you're ready to go. So that's the difference between pre-qual and pre-approval.
It's very important for the public to know that, too. You know, that a lot of times people will come to me and say, oh, yeah, my bank says I can have a mortgage of $520,000, no problem at all. And then we write the offer and we go back to the bank and the bank says, well, wait a minute, didn't see this, didn't see that. And it puts them in a bad position, puts me as a realtor in a bad position because I thought they were pre-approved and they were not.
For expert mortgage information online, you got a hold of Bill Macklem. You're available online too, right, Willie?
You betcha.
You betcha. And your website is Billy Mac. That's BILLIMAC.com. Billy with an I, not a Y. Mac.com. Like the makeup, Mac, MAC.com, right?
Yeah, right.
What's your telephone number, Bill?
604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
It's 12 minutes after 10 o'clock, and time now to hear from Andrea Jock of Keller Williams Elite Realty. She's on the line right now. And good morning, Andrea.
Good morning, Tom. Hi, everyone.
Should we say hi to your mom?
We should. Hi, Mom.
Yeah, because she listens to the show. She was listening to you last week.
She did, and she had some good advice for me.
And she had some other advice, too. Let's talk about real estate. Let's not talk about what you're doing there with your mom behind the scenes. Let's talk about real estate. It's the Tri-Cities. I know that you've been very, very, very busy those last week.
It's been an extremely busy week in the Tri-Cities. However, we're desperately in need of more listings. There are tons of buyers out there looking for homes, and they don't have many homes to choose from. So if you're thinking about selling, now is a great time. This way you can get ahead of the spring market where there'll be more competition.
Do it now, right?
Exactly. Today I'm featuring a beautifully cared-for, updated 4-bedroom and den home in the heart of Riverwood in Port Coquitlam, located on a quiet cul-de-sac, featuring a beautiful tiled entry, spiral staircase, 17-foot ceilings, an updated gourmet kitchen with wide plank flooring, 9-foot ceilings throughout the main floor, a cozy gas fireplace in the family room, all overlooking the lush backyard. Come by and check out the open house today and tomorrow from noon to 4. Located at 244 Yancey Gate in Riverwood. This is Andrea Jock for Radio Real Estate.
So in the Tri-Cities, call Andrea Jock at 604-783-3124, 604-783-3124, or visit PinnacleGroupREM.com. PinnacleGroupREM.com.
And coming up, we're going to talk about all the modern-day conveniences your home should have. And we'll find out who is buying all those $100 million homes in the city of New York.
This is for Northcott of REMAX Performance Realty with mortgage expert Bill Macklem, president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Producer Dwayne Bishop and Tom Lucas, you're listening to Radio Real Estate, Vancouver's original on-air open house on CL 650.
Hey, it's Preston from Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. At Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations, we're more than just painting. As you can guess from our name, we do renovations too. Kitchens, bathrooms, living rooms, offices, whatever your renovation needs are, Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations is here for you. Call for your estimate now, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com.
Hi, this is for Northcott of REMAX Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. Baby boomers move for various reasons. Perhaps your home is just too big, or you want to buy that toy you always wanted. Together, we will make that happen. Call or text me, Fern Northcott, 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
Your life's too busy to be doing the things that you don't want to do. Hi, it's Monica at Mummy Maids. We'll free up your time by taking care of all your cleaning needs. We have weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, or one-time special occasion plans available, including move-in and move-outs. Commercial and residential cleaning performed by bonded, insured, WCB-covered, uniform cleaning experts. You deserve a break, and Mummy Maids can help. Let us clean your castle with no hassle. Call 604-533-4959 or visit mummymaids.com.
Good morning. It's Tom Lucas. I've got my favorite service manager at the other end of the phone, Mike Farkas from North Vancouver Nissan. Mike, if I wanted to come down and see you folks on a Saturday and have my Nissan looked at, can I do so?
Absolutely, Tom. I have almost a full crew on Saturday, so we're ready to do most general repairs. My parts department's open as well, so if you have any accessories that you want put on your Nissan, we can do that too. Sales is open as well if you want to buy a new one.
Yeah, you'll find them online at northvancouvernissan.com.
Hi, this is Bill Macklem of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Over the past 25 years, I have found most home purchasers do not use a mortgage broker. We are a no-charge professional who have assisted over 5,000 home buyers finance their home. The exciting part is these same home buyers come back to us for refinancing, buying their next property, or lowering their current payments. Call us at 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663 for more information.
Vancouver weather.
Showers off and on this morning, becoming windy by this afternoon. That's all. Gee, I'm going to get a haircut. It's not going to be good for my hair. Expected high today. Oh, I don't know, about 7 degrees. What about tomorrow and Monday, Bill?
Cloudy. 40% chance of showers in the morning. High of 8. Cloudy. 6% chance of showers in the evening. Monday's going to be cloudy with 40% chance of showers. The high is 7.
Well, you're going to Calgary soon, so we'll have a snow report for you coming right up.
I need one badly.
Okay, right now it is 8 degrees in the Radio Real Estate Show.
CI 650. Meet George Jetson. His boy Elroy. Daughter Judy. Jane is right.
There they are. They're the Jetsons. You remember the Jetsons?
Yeah, I love those.
Remember watching the Jetsons as a kid and you go, wow, what a neat thing. Can you imagine being able to get in your spaceship, fly home, and before you land, you can turn the lights on?
You are dating yourself there, Tom.
Well, I have to date myself because nobody else will.
Well, this is true. This is true.
So, Fern and Bill, I want you to say good morning to Terry Ford. Terry, good morning.
Good morning, Tom.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure, and thank you so much for doing this. I know it's a Saturday, and you're quite busy. You have a family. You have things to take care of, so we won't keep you too long. But first of all, tell me a little bit about Adnac Sales. What do you folks do over there?
We're a manufacturer's rep agency, so we have a bunch of different lines that we represent through the province of British Columbia, such as Lutron and Pentair, New Heat, Pass and Seymour, and we represent them throughout all their building projects. We're consultants, sort of mediators between the end user and the manufacturer.
So now let's say I've redone my home and I want to change the lighting in there, I want to change how the curtains are acting, I want to change just everything in the house, would you be the person to call? Would you come over and help me out a little bit?
Well, I certainly could, but we have a ton of people out there that do the job for us. So they would be on. We have a where to buy site for Lutron, and you can just go in there if you're a homeowner or if you're a builder or a contractor. You would go in there and you would find your where to buy and be directed to the person that you would ultimately purchase the product from.
We were making a little bit of fun at the beginning of this interview talking about the Jetsons and watching the Jetsons and their space-age television show, but a lot of that stuff is happening now, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. You know, I mean, when you think about what we used to do in the olden days, I'm going to say, when you had to get out of your car and open up your garage door, by hand, or if you had a car that you had to hand crank, your windows open. And today, that's you kind of feel bad for people that are in that situation. But, we've got remote controls that can do everything for us. And once you put that automation in someone's hand, you're right. I mean, it is like the Jetsons. It's like you've got Fitbit and you've got, a geofencing, which can tell when your lights will come on as you're approaching your house. You've got so many great automated things that help the homeowner now.
I understand, too, that you could have a situation in your house where you have, like, a camera so you could watch your children when you're not there, or your babysitter, or your dog, or your cat if you wanted to.
Yeah, that's true. And there's also systems that you can get where you can see what lights are on in your home. So
Wow.
you can have a little component beside your bed that will show that the TV room is on at 2 o'clock in the morning and the teenagers are still up. So you just shut it off and they're going to go to bed.
Well, I know that your husband is working on a deal to find an app that he could get from your company that will do the cooking for him when somebody who really knows how to cook is out of the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. Good luck with that.
Good luck with that, honey. So what else have you seen change in your lifetime? I know that you're just a fairly young person, that you have your own home. I know that. And you've seen lots of changes, I guess, over your life period.
Well, I think that the biggest thing that is nice is that there's a lot of different systems that are approachable for any kind of money that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever level of income you have, there's different systems of automation that you can get in your home, which is really nice because it's not just an exclusively luxury item anymore. You can have a light bulb that has a remote control on it. You can have a shade. There's so many different things that you can do to automate. Even if you're a renter, you can put dimmers in your house and you can have remote controls that can adjust those from the chair that you're sitting in.
Now, Terry, is it mostly young people that are going through this technological thing, or is it older people as well?
Well, we're finding that in new builds and towers and such, where builders are trying to attract young people who are really, they live on their phones. We find that they really do want to be able to control their lights and their shades and their audio, their security from their phone. So I think that right now the attraction is certainly for a younger buyer in the real estate market to make sure that you've got some kind of automation in your home or in your new build to attract that type of buyer, because that's what they're so into right now.
It would seem to me that this sort of automation would be good for older people too. They may have some sort of condition or whatever that they just press a switch instead of having to get up and turn the lights off or turn the shades on and off, pull them up and down. They can just press a button and do it. So I think that'll be good for the older people too.
Yeah, well, that's true because light levels are different for older people. They need to have a higher level of light than younger people might, and it's a safety issue. And sometimes it's hard to get into those light bulbs or the lamps and turn them on and off, and they're kind of small and tiny. So there's remote controls that you can use that can be anywhere in your house that's very convenient to turn on and off. And they're bigger buttons, so they're easier to see, and you can adjust your light levels quite quickly.
Well, I know Terry. She's a wonderful woman. She really knows her business. Terry, if somebody would like to get a hold of you to talk about this at your office, what was the number they can call you at during the week?
604-540-0220, and that's our AdNac sales number. We have a lot of inside salespeople that are very helpful and can guide anybody in the right direction and set you up with the people that you need to help you out to consult or quote or do a walkthrough or anything that anyone might need in terms of automation and information.
All right, that's 604-540-0220, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
604-540-0220. I know you've got to get out to a dance right now. Are you dancing or are you just watching this morning?
No, I'm just watching my daughter dance this morning.
Well, if your husband
wants to see me dance,
I have an idea. I tell you what, Terry, if your husband says it's okay, I'll come over and dance with you later. How's that?
Oh, that sounds great, Tom.
Terry, thank you so much for doing this with us. I know you have a busy day, but I do appreciate your time.
No problem. Thanks a lot, Tom.
We'll see you soon. Thank you. 22 minutes after 10 o'clock. Isn't that nice, Bill?
Yeah, it really is.
Change things. You don't have to worry about a darn thing.
Well, you're thinking about
you guys,
it.
Yeah.
we're talking about the Jetsons. So,
Yes.
all of this technology, do you remember how it started with that little old lady in bed going clap, clap, and the lights go on, clap, clap, and the lights go off?
The only little old lady I remember on TV is the Frigo Seal lady. Remember her, Madame Benoit, with the Frigo Seal?
Oh, you're too funny.
You guys,
Too funny.
Well, let's see now. Fern is old enough to know what a Frigo Seal is.
I have no idea what a Frigo Seal is.
I'll tell you.
Hey,
What?
You just be careful. Just because I wear older than dirt T-shirts every once in a while.
Never mind.
In our next segment?
Yeah, what's coming up in the
We'll be
next
joined
segment?
by Monica Di Nobrega,
Yeah.
president of Mommy Maids, who has this week's window cleaning tips.
Ever wonder who's buying all the expensive homes in New York? Well, Brian Lewis, Executive VP of Halstead Property, will be on today's show to talk to us about it.
Well, I guarantee I'm not buying those expensive homes in New York City. Fern, are you?
I think we have to qualify.
Oh, Bill?
I like to do the mortgages for them.
I see. Hey, it's Tom Lucas, along with a co-host, Fern Northcott of Remax Performance Realty, Bill Macklin, president of Dominion Macklin Mortgages. Our producer is Dwayne Bishop, and you're listening to Radio Real Estate live on CIL 650.
Good morning. It's Tom Lucas. I've got my favorite service manager at the other end of the phone, Mike Farkas from North Vancouver Nissan. Mike, if I wanted to come down and see you folks on a Saturday and have my Nissan looked at, could I do so?
Absolutely, Tom. I have almost a full crew on Saturday. Saturday, so we're ready to do most general repairs. My parts department's open as well, so if you have any accessories that you want put on your Nissan, we can do that too. Sales is open as well if you want to buy a new one.
Yeah, you'll find them online at northvancouvernissan.com.
Hi, this is Fern Northcott from Remax Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. Real estate is the greatest investment you will ever make. Approach it as an adventure, financially and emotionally without mistakes. I have a plan for making your real estate investments work for you. Call or text me, Fern Northcott, at 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
Hey, it's Preston from Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations. At Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations, we're more than just painting. As you can guess from our name, we do renovations too. Kitchens, bathrooms, living rooms, offices, whatever your renovation needs are, Humphrey Pro Painting and Renovations is here for you. Call for your estimate now, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com.
Hi, this is Bill Macklem of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. As a successful broker owner, I have developed a team of mortgage professionals that support me and my clients. If you're confused with all the mortgage chatter of do's and don'ts, my mortgage team is ready to answer your questions to determine the best mortgage for you. Call 604-684-HOME. That's 604-684-4663 for more information.
CI 650. The cleanup woman, 'cause she's tough. I mean, she really cleans up.
The cleanup woman is tough. She means she really cleans up.
She does.
I got a call, Monica, after the show because I was talking to a couple of her ladies from Mommy Maids yesterday.
Yeah.
And I had an accident. I spilled a little coffee on a white Chesterfield.
Ooh.
Not good. Not good. So I'm going to have to... No, not good. You any tips? No. Okay, I better call Monica after the show. Remind me to write that down. Would you please remind me to call Monica after the show? Well, it's 10:26. Let's find out what's going on and how we can keep our homes neat and clean. Good morning, Monica.
Good morning, Tom. These are rules for keeping your home clean and organized. Number 1, enforce the no shoes in the house rule. Number 2, make your bed every morning. 3, eliminate clutter. 4, don't just wipe toilet sink tubs, scrub them. If you see something that needs cleaning, don't wait. Do it when you notice it. Number 5, give the items in your home a designated place where the keys will go, the mail will go, the laundry, etc. Don't deviate from this so that you always know where everything is. 6, always store refrigerator food in the appropriate compartment. Clean your fridge weekly, throw out anything past due, and eat everything that almost expired. Number 7, follow the something in, something rule. If you get something new, something old has to go. 8, containers are your best friend. Use them excessively. Label, label, label. Put them onto everything you can. Organize your bathroom and maintain your system on a daily basis. Organize your pantry by food group and type, such as all the cereals and snacks go on one shelf. The other shelf may be cooking oils and spices. Number 9, make cleaning enjoyable. Pick out cleaning products you like. Turn on some music while you work, or clean when you're stressed so that you get a feeling of accomplishment. Always take out recycling and garbage the minute it is full or begins to smell, instead of waiting until it is overflowing or unbearably smelly. Dust the house from top to bottom weekly. Do it more if you have pets that shed. Vacuum after you dust. Empty and clean out your vacuum bag if it's needed. Number 12, store clothing in drawers based on types, pants versus tops, and for seasons. Use under the bed or closet storage system for the things that you don't need often. 13, wipe down counters before you cook, while you're cooking, and after you're done cooking. Never leave dishes unwashed in the sink. Number 13, wipe down counters before you cook, while you're cooking, after you're done cooking. Do them as soon as you're done using them. Number 14, fold clothing and linens in a uniform and consistent way so that they all lay on top of each other seamlessly. This is Monica DiNabriga for Radio Real Estate.
And I'm going to get right on that as soon as the show is over. Let Mommy Maids clean your castle with no hassle. Call Monica at 604-533-4959, 604-533-4959, or visit mommymaids.com. That's mommymaids.com.
It's coming up to 10:30 on the West Coast. Our telephone number is 604-280-0650. We like to do this every once in a while. If you have a question about mortgages or a question about real estate, you want to just call and say hello, just please feel free to do so. 604-280-0650, 604-280-0650. Again, coming up to 10:30. Ever wonder who is buying all those expensive homes in New York City, huh, Bill? Have you?
Yeah, well, I kind of wonder because those are like $19 million.
So that's a cheap one.
That's unbelievable.
That's a cheap one, you guys. Come on. We're going to talk about the $100 million properties right now. Brian Lewis, who is the executive vice president of Halstead Properties, is on the line. He's going to tell us about, Brian, who is buying those homes?
Okay, here's the deal. It's a private club of about 1,800 billionaires who are putting their money in places that are not necessarily their own countries. They are seeing our economy and the economies of London and Hong Kong as a hedge against their other assets. So they're parking their money here because they feel it's safer, better, and our economy on its worst day is a better place for their money than perhaps their own country. These buildings are oases to themselves. In New York, the product of these big tall towers, and they literally are billionaire towers. And the corridor from Park Avenue along Central Park South all the way to Columbus Circle and up to 15 Central Park West, that's Billionaires Row right there. So what does it do to the neighborhood? It changes the skyline. I like it. I think our natural resource in New York City is the skyscraper. So I'm a big fan, and I'm in real estate, so I benefit. But I completely understand.
They were saying, too, that we're sort of having the same problem here in Vancouver with some of our expensive properties, that people from offshore are buying them.
Yep, parking their money, make sure they're safe. Mm-hmm. And we have a great economy, great banking system.
Yeah. You finding that out, too, Fern?
Yeah, I certainly am. Yes, a lot of offshore money coming in. Canada is a safe place to invest your money.
I was going to say that. I guess they like the fellow was saying that they think that Canada and the U.S. are much safer than perhaps their home and native lands.
A lot of times they do, because there's so much volatile situations going on around the world. And a lot of people that have money in these places, they want to bring their money out. And what's the safest place to put them where they know it's going to grow is probably Canada and the States.
So, Bill, these people that would be coming over with money, I guess they don't really need to see a mortgage broker, or do they?
No, they don't. First off, people with that kind of money, they don't need any financing. That's one of the things. They probably have a surplus of cash, so that's what they're doing. Secondly, a lot of people, when they do come from offshore and they're buying properties, they have to have a minimum of 35% down. And the money that they're going to use for their down payment has to be in here anywhere from 45 to 60 days in advance of the actual completion of the purchase price.
Now, Fern, I know you deal with a broad scope of different buyers and sellers. Do you deal with people from offshore occasionally?
Occasionally I do, but quite honestly, a lot of times if they're from China or India, I don't speak the language, and I will refer them to my connection in my office who do speak the language. So therefore, there's never any shadow of a doubt what any of us are saying.
I'll give you a little hint. Try to try. Ni hao ma. It's okay. You can say ni hao ma.
Ni hao ma.
Nice.
What did you say? I don't understand that language, Tom.
Ni hao ma. That's I don't know if it's Chinese, if it's Mandarin or Cantonese, but ni hao ma means like, hey, how are you? How's your face today?
And then you don't say
really? That's kind of neat.
Ni hao ma. You try that.
Oh, try that.
Ni hao ma.
Ni, very nice. Ni hao ma. Wa hao xie xie. Not sunning in xie xie, but xie xie. It means thank you. It's a good thing about having the radio station in Richmond. We're learning. It's Radio Real Estate, 32 minutes after 10 o'clock. 10:32 is the time. It's Tom Lucas with Bill Macklem and Ferd Northcott and Dwayne, our lovely producer. What's going on in the next segment of the program, Willie?
On the next segment of the program, we're going to be talking about the difficulties home sellers are facing when they're trying to purchase their next property.
So what you're telling me here is they can sell their home, but
they may not have something to live to. Move to, sorry.
Also, we're going to chat about the Greater Vancouver real estate market with Andy Mattu of Remax Crest Realty Westside.
For Northcott of Remax Performance Realty with Bill Macklem, president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Producer Dwayne Bishop and Tom Lucas. You're listening to Vancouver's original on-air open house Radio Real Estate on CL 650.
Good morning. It's Tom Lucas. I've got my favorite service manager at the other end of the phone, Mike Farkas from North Vancouver Nissan. Mike, if I wanted to come down and see you folks on a Saturday and have my Nissan looked at, could I do so?
Absolutely, Tom. I have almost a full crew on Saturday, so we're ready to do most general repairs. My parts department's open as well, so if you have any accessories that you want put on your Nissan, we can do that too. Sales is open as well if you want to buy a new one.
Yeah, you'll find them online at northvancouvernissan.com.
Hi, this is Fern Northcott of Remax Performance. Your real estate dreams begin with you. You deserve the facts of a professional home evaluation based on the statistics of the MLS. To find out what your house is really worth, call or text me. Fern Northcott, 604-790-9066, 604-790-9066, or visit fnorthcott.com.
Hi, this is Bill Macklem from Dominion Macklem Mortgages. Most people need advice on mortgage financing. We provide personal financial advice with no vested interest and at no cost. We're compensated by the lenders. We'll review your current financial situation to determine if you are ready to purchase. If not, we'll help develop a plan to put home ownership in your future. For more information, call 604-684-4663. That's 604-684-HOME.
Vancouver weather.
You know those showers we had this morning?
Yeah.
Not the one you had at your house, but the ones you...
Oh, on the road?
On the road, yeah.
Yeah.
They're going to disappear.
Really?
Yeah, it's going to get sunny for a short while, and then I guess it's going to get wet again, right, Bill?
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, tomorrow, we have some cloudy periods, 40% chance, more rain. On Monday, highs of 7, cloudy with 40% chance of more rain.
I have an idea. If somebody comes to see you and they get a mortgage, why not have the Macklem umbrella?
We can't get one big enough.
I see. Right now it is 5 degrees on the Radio Real Estate Show.
CI 650. There is a house in New Orleans. They call the rising sun.
I remember when I was a little guy back in 1964 when that song first came out. I said to my dad, I said, "Hey, Dad, what's the House of the Rising Sun?" He said, "Go and ask your mother, son."
Have you ever seen that place?
What? The House of the Rising Sun?
Yes.
Is there such a place?
I believe there is in New Orleans.
You've been there, have you?
No.
No.
I was hoping you had so you could tell me where it is.
Oh, because no, it says your wife listening to the show. Is that the deal? No, honey, I just drove by it. No. Really?
You know, I've heard lots of rumors about that. You know, reaching back in my memory here.
What have you heard,
I'm
Fern?
going to have to ask Mr. Google all about the House of the Rising Sun.
Well, maybe this guy knows all about it. Maybe he does. I don't know. Let's look at the Lower Mainland real estate scene right now with Andy Mattu. He's with the Powerhouse Agents at Crest Remax Realty West Side. He's on the line right now, I hope. Andy, good morning.
Good morning, Tom. How are you?
I'm good, man. How are you today?
I'm doing great.
Now, it's the weekend. I know that most normal people have the day off, but people like you and Bill and Fern and myself, we're all working hard, and you're working hard trying to sell some houses, right?
Exactly. Yes, we are here. It's kind of, busy still.
I'm thinking that I'm thinking that most of the realtors are busy, not so much trying to sell houses, but get listings these days because they sell so quickly.
Yeah, the listings are, it's a dime of a dozen right now. There's no inventory. Slowly, people are starting to list again right now just because they're seeing the prices that their neighbors are getting. So if you're looking to get an evaluation, definitely give me a call and I can help you out with that.
Andy, a lot of the realtors on this show are saying, why wait for spring? Do it now. Do you concur? Like, beat the spring rush, right?
Yeah, beat the spring rush. Do not wait because the market is still hot, right? You never know when it's going to stop.
Yeah, you have, of course, less competition on the marketplace if you list now instead of waiting for spring.
Exactly.
So give me an example of some of the listings you have available for us this weekend.
We're doing an open house today and tomorrow at Unit 1604, 488 Southwest Marine Drive. The 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom condo. If anybody's interested in going to that open house, it is being hosted from 2 to 4. Also, I got a townhouse coming up. This one's going to be in the Fraser Valley in Surrey on 137th and 72A. A beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, good for first-time home buyers, downsizing as well. Prices to be determined. We hit the market probably in about a week and a half or 2 weeks here. This is Andy Matthew for Radio Real Estate.
So put Andy of the Powerhouse Agents at Remax Crest Realty West Side to work for you. Call 604-307-3000. That's 604-307-3000.
Thank you so much, Fern. It's 10:38. That's the time on the Radio Real Estate Show. Just a moment ago, Fern and Bill and I and Dwayne were all talking about the House of the Rising Sun. And what did you find out, Bill?
I found out it's a traditional folk song, sometimes called Rising Sun Blues. It tells of a life gone wrong in New Orleans. Many versions also urge a sibling to avoid the same fate.
Wow.
You're just a fount of information there, Bill.
But it didn't say anything about Eric Burdon and the Animals?
Yeah, it said the most successful commercial version.
Okay.
Recorded in 1964 by the British rock group, The Animals.
You ever heard of them?
Yes, I have.
They're from Winnipeg, you know.
Are they really?
John Denver's in lead.
You had to throw that in, didn't you?
You're so right, Fern. You're so right. It's a running gag. If anybody new to come to the show, it's a running gag. We like to tease Bill a lot about coming from Winnipeg. And
a lot of people come from Winnipeg.
A lot of people do. And maybe, when are you going home? Never mind. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
I know.
I'm just kidding. So this morning, as usual,
very sensitive.
You were out getting the goodies for the show.
Yes.
And you were chatted up by somebody.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was down there getting our Tim Hortons coffee and Timbits, which we do every Saturday morning. And Parveen, who brought them out to us because they're really busy this morning, so he brought it out to my van. And he said, what do you do? Do you work at the do you work at the airport? I said, no,
I work at the airport.
Work at the
Right.
airport.
Are you kidding?
I must have looked like a pilot.
Oh, it must be your blue suit.
Exactly.
I don't think you're going to pass security there.
No,
Bill.
I
think
don't.
so.
So I said, no, well, we have a radio show we do every Saturday morning.
Uh-huh.
I'm a mortgage broker. I work with a realtor and a great guy, Tom Lucas, who runs the show.
What?
With a great producer, of course. Sorry about that.
I really don't think, and I really don't think you said all that. But go ahead.
I actually just talked about me. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
And so he said, well, I'm interested in buying something. What should I do?
Mm-hmm.
I said, well, you should probably come down and see me. And he said, well, I'm not going to be ready for a couple of years. I said, well, I'm going to be here for quite a long time. So here's my card. When you're ready, come and call.
In the meantime, you can buy a couple honey crullers.
Well, those are your favorite.
Those are my favorite.
Those are your favorite.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got a couple of honey crullers.
That's good. So we get pick up something special for Fern next week.
I think so.
Right?
So.
I hope so.
Yeah. So you guys are keeping busy. Fern, we should do this, but let's give your telephone number in case somebody's listening to you right now and needs some help with real estate. They say, Fern sounds like a nice person. I should get in touch with Fern because she knows her business. How do we do that, Fern?
Well, that'd be wonderful. My cell number is 604-790-9066. That is cellular as well as texting me at 604-790-9066, and I'll get back to you just as soon as I can.
You know, are you getting more texts these days or phone calls? I'm just curious.
Myself, I'm getting both.
Really?
Usually when it comes to people inquiring, I'm getting either emails or I am getting phone calls, a lot of emails on inquiries. But when we keep communication during a deal, that most of us now are texting because you need an answer or you need a question answered or you want to know something immediately, then my clients can text me and I normally get back to them unless it's about 2 o'clock in the morning.
I see. So, Bill, texting is a good thing, but phone calls would be nice because there's certain, you have to ask certain questions. I guess so. It's good to meet people.
Yeah,
in
we
person,
normally. Our normal process is that somebody will call in and say, like, I heard about you from so-and-so, Fern sent me, you sent them to me. And so I said, well, you know, we want to meet, but the first thing we normally do is it would be really time effective if we took a bit of information off you right now with your permission, get some kind of comment from one of our lenders, and then I'll either come out and see you or you'll come in and see me. We have a lot of people come to see us because we have the computer system there. We can do a whole bunch of different options for them, some variables, what ifs. A little blue sky type of thing. Show them what they can't do, what the payments look like, and once people get into it, they start asking a lot more questions, and allows me to put in some more variables so they can say, well, you know, if we had all the money in the world, what could we afford, and this is what we can pay today, and we go through that whole gamut. So by the time they get out of there, they're a little more comfortable with where they are today and where they might be tomorrow.
So, Fern, what do you do when you first speak to new clients? You sit down like Bill does, and you talk to them, you find out what their hopes and dreams are.
Yes, I do. When I'm working with buyers, I like to go to their home, and then we do a mutual interview. Then that way I can see their lifestyle, I can see their furniture, and I can pick up more on the emotional end of it as well, where they're coming from. Because in both Bill's, but especially in my business, we have to read our clients. You can't take what they're saying for face value because a lot of times they don't even know. So that's the first thing that I like to do. And yes, and when I'm working with sellers, I like to have the information about the property before I go and see them, mainly because I can do some preliminary research through the assessment authority and past listings and all of that kind of stuff, all the demographics of their property. So at least when I get there, I'm comparing apples to apples, not apples to oranges.
Let me ask you both the same question. Let's suppose there's a mom and dad listening to the show today, and they have their son or their daughter at home. They're hitting 30 years old. They're living in the basement. They want them O-U-T. Oh, Bill's making the face now. What do you suggest they do?
Buy them a condo.
Buy them a condo. There's a good thing. Okay. Condos are selling too?
They are. You go ahead first, Bill.
Well, I'm just feeding off what you're saying. So this sounds bad. I don't mean it to sound bad. You know, we want our kids to be successful. We want them to progress. We want them to do all those things. And as long as they're in the house, they are not learning all the things they need to learn.
Exactly.
So if you help them buy a condo, you could buy it as a parent, as an investment, and let the kids live there and make the payments, or you could help them buy the condo and let them learn how to make the payments and actually maybe have an asset that might grow in value. But if you think about it, the money that you're spending with your child at home anyways is almost as much as what a mortgage payment would be on a condo to begin with. So you might as well buy the condo.
Yeah.
And then you don't have the freedom either. You know, if you've got somebody else living in your house, you've got to share the rest of your house with you. And with your advice there, Bill, I like the latter rather than the formal because it gives the kids, quote, quote, kids, The sense of responsibility that the place is in their name. If it goes into foreclosure, it screws up their credit rating, not their mom and dad. They have to pay for the payments as well as be responsible if they're in a strata for any of the rules, regulations, and they can't run back to mom and dad and say, oh, well, I broke the rule and I got a puppy in my condo and I'm not allowed. And mom and dad say, oh, well, Johnny will allow that to happen. Well, that doesn't happen in the real world.
No, remember the mummy squirrel. She throws them out of the nest when they're about 3-4 months old.
Something like that.
Go and fend for yourself.
Yeah, in the animal kingdom, they don't keep their offspring all that long.
A little bit different.
No.
But we
They
like
get
Bill,
them on their own 2 feet or 4 feet very quickly.
Bill came up with an interesting scenario some months ago. Once he told me, he says, nowhere in the parent's handbook does it say that you have to make your kids rich. Right, Bill?
Absolutely.
No, I've told so many people about this, but they agree with me. It's good advice.
It really is. And for some reason, we think that we owe the kids. And I'm thinking, my parents gave me a structure to work within, and then go on your own and find out how your structure works. But,
Well, mine gave me a value system, and then I was gone. And that was when I was 18.
Well, you know what mine did? Mine said, hey, there's the front door, kid. Yeah. She's working hard for the money.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. She works hard for the money. More and more single females are getting into real estate, too, these days.
Absolutely. There's so many benefits for all of us to own property. 85% of the people that have made millions of dollars in their life have done so by starting off with real estate.
Fern, let me ask you a question. Let's suppose there's somebody who's maybe like late 60s, early 70s. They're by themselves now in this world, and they've owned homes, so they have some dough. Do you suggest that they would perhaps buy a condo, or should they rent a condo? What would you suggest?
Well, it depends on their financial situation and what their lifestyle is and whether they still have their spouse or lost their spouse. And again, it gets right back to what their bank account is and where they want to. Again, I go to people, where do you want to see yourself in 5 years' time?
Right.
Do you want to be a renter and put that money into, let's say, a house in Palm Springs or Phoenix, or, well, not so much with their dollar now, but, before the dollar slipped a bit.
Right.
And let's sort of work out a game plan, because people that are in their late 60s, early 70s, usually they have been non-selfish. They've been raising children, then grandchildren, and all of a sudden everybody's flown the coop, and they just sit there and say, now what do I do? And, it's a pretty scary time in a lot of people's lives, because they realize they can't go back into business, or they can't get a job, and they did say, I think the stats that came out 5 years ago said if you retire at 60, now this is 5 years ago, if you retire at 60, the average person, because of financial situation, has to go back at 73. Now, how do you get a job when you're 73 years old?
I don't know. Ask Bill. Bill, how do you get a job when you're 73?
I think the Walmart greeters they have a union now, and they're
Really?
looking for people over 70.
And if you can talk quickly, you're
You
in.
know what? There's a lineup for Walmart greeters.
Fern, when I was growing up, there was always a stigma around people that rented, which is pretty stupid, I'm thinking now. But I remember when I was a little guy, somebody down the street would be renting because they can't afford to buy a home. But it's not that's not the way anymore, is it?
Well, no. And when you look at Europe, there's a lot of people in Europe. A lot of them are renting. There's not a lot of home owners there. And it's a different attitude if you are an owner or a tenant. But, when I'm working with young people, that really over the history of over my 40 years in real estate, that if you buy a home when you're young, and I can only put my nephew, for example, he's 26 years old, and he's got his second home now. The first one's rented out, the second one they bought a year ago. And don't you think that kid's going to be building up in equity? His whole idea is to retire between his 40 and 45, and his goal also is to buy a house every 5 years and hang on to the ones he's got. Well, he's on the right track. So by the time he sells them all, by the time let's say he retires at 45, and then he can sell one every 5 years and live on the equity of each house. I mean, that kid, after 45 years old, he will never have to work again.
Were you talking about our producer, Dwayne?
Yeah.
Now,
you know?
Yeah, I know. You're doing a good job, buddy. You just keep sucking away those pennies. You'll have a house in no time. So now, Bill, you're a granddad. You've got grandchildren, and I'm sure they haven't spoken to you about this yet, but I'm sure the time will come. Little granddaughter, little grandson, what do you have? One of each?
We have 8.
Of each?
4 of each.
Oh, 4 of each. Okay. So eventually, one of them is going to come to you and say, hey, Grandpa Grumpy, I need to buy a house. What kind of advice could you give a youngster these days?
Save up your money.
Save the money, yeah.
And buy the first place you can afford.
Mm-hmm.
And do it now.
And I've always heard, too, that realtors say you should buy the worst house on the best block.
Well, that's the thing, especially, well, I mean, if you're a person that your job entails where you are flooding all over the world or whatever, that might be a little bit more difficult. But if you're a handy person at all, yes, always buy the worst house on block, fix it up and sell it, and keep on doing that. That is a very good way to build equity.
As opposed to buying the worst house on the best block. No, the best. I get confused.
The best, yeah. I hear you.
That's why I need people
Best
like
house on the worst block.
What?
Best house on the worst.
That's why
block.
I need people like Fern and Bill around to keep me on the straight and narrow. You're going to talk about, Bill, about some of the problems that people are having, eh?
I am.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. Would you like me to start now?
What's going on?
Okay, we'll do that now. So what we're talking about is that the problem we got is that if you were going to sell your house today and you didn't have a home already identified, you might find that there's such a demand for your home, anywhere from 800 to 1.5 million. You might find that you've got it sold like that within, like Fern says, 3 to 5 days. It's gone.
Right.
Where are you going to live?
Bill Macklin's house.
Exactly.
So you've got to be. It's really difficult. I saw some clients just the other night, and they had a home, and they wanted to move, and every time they looked at a property, the price bumped up on them, and they're unsure whether they're going to qualify, and that those are good points, and so you kind of go like, how do we do this? So I sat down with them, and they had a specific situation that they're interested in, and I won't get into all those details, but certainly what I was showing them is that they could use the equity they might have in their home today to back them up on making their purchase. So all they've got to do is make sure that the property that they're going to buy is going to have all the due diligence done, like the deficiency report. They've got it's managed by a professional group as opposed to self-managed. There's no leaks. All that stuff has been fixed. So as long as they do all their due diligence on the strata information, they can make their offer. So no subjects.
Yeah, you have to be a lot more careful if you're going to make an offer on a strata rather than, let's say, a single-family dwelling, because there's a lot of details that the public doesn't realize can really happen. Oh, and another thing I wanted to mention, Bill, that there's a lot of people in the older age group forgot that, and the younger ones as well, that if you're not a first-time buyer, our property transfer tax came into being in 1991. And a lot of people get so caught up in the buying and selling, they forget about this extra tax they're going to have to pay upon completion date. And, that can be a pretty hefty sum. And so people have to put that into their budget, too.
And then after you pay that property transfer tax, somebody says, that's fantastic, right? Sorry.
That's why it says.
Dating yourself again, Tom.
That's why it says BC.
Fern, I have to because nobody else will. You know that. Do you have to keep bringing that up?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. So let's Fern, if I could, advice from you for first-time buyers, and some quick advice for last-time buyers, if you wish. Downsizers.
Well, first-time buyers, talk to the mortgage broker first. Do out a game plan for 5 years, long before you even go shopping for a house. Do your research, but talk to the experts because you know what? Internet always tells the truth.
It does?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Well, I think you and I should talk after the show.
Yeah, deal with an expert.
Yeah. I guess the internet is good for real estate and stuff. When it comes to medical problems, I guess go and talk to somebody. And so you should. Real estate mortgages, go and talk to somebody, right?
Go talk to a professional.
Well, that's the whole thing. I mean, I don't go to a brain surgeon to get my car fixed.
Apparently not.
No.
That's because you went to the brain surgeon first, right?
Oh, well, sometimes I wonder, Tom.
Oh, Fern, you're right. So now, Bill, what were you saying?
I was just going to say, what happens when you're buying a home, and people don't realize this, So if you had a heart attack and your buddy just graduated from med school and he does hearts, would you go to him or would you go to the guy that's got a team of people around him that have done operations for the last 10 years and has some experience? As much as we love our buddy that just graduated, you want to go with the teams that know what they're doing, whether it's a real estate team, whether it's a mortgage broker team. And what I find a lot of times is that your neighbor who's done 2 mortgages is giving you advice on what you should or shouldn't do in terms of buying your next home or doing your next mortgage. And we did 5 this morning. We did 5 mortgages this morning.
You should say that too, because I find that in real estate there, Bill, is people that I have done 5 or 6 deals with over, let's say, 30, 40 years, and suddenly they say, well, my great-aunt's nephew's cousin got their real estate license, and I thought I would give him a break and help him in his business. And I said, what? Really? How many houses has he sold? None. And, I was a new realtor once as well, and yes, people did give me a break. But the thing is, that I believe in tried and true.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of new people in the business that I talk to. They'll come into our office and hang their license in our office, and I listen to them, and I think, boy, these people are really on the ball. I would like to deal with them. But a lot of times it's like any business, that you have to feel the water, tread the water, and then leap off and sink or swim.
Yeah, it's true what Bill was saying sometimes. I mean, God love younger people. I mean, without the younger people, we're screwed, right?
Exactly.
I don't know if I can say that here, but I just did.
They're
Anyway,
going to be looking after us when we're old.
Exactly. You're so right. But on the other hand, when the pilot comes out of the flight deck on the airplane, I like to see a little gray hair under the hat there, just to know that he's done this before. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Well, I'll tell you what, they don't put two brand new pilots on the plane.
No.
Yeah, but I'd like to see two of them up there, not just one, because, it's all good and fine when I'm on the plane and it's my time. But if it's the pilot's plane time to go, then I don't want to be there.
I understand, Fern, that whenever you fly anywhere, you're always sitting up on the flight deck. You never sit back with pigs in space, so. Fern.
Oh, the rumors are true. The rumors are true.
Just never mind. Willie, what's going on in the next segment of the program?
Okay, Tom. So the next segment of the questions, we're going to be talking to Mr. Fern. Finn.
Mr. Fern.
Mr. Finn Jensen, a Radio Real Estate home handyman.
Fern, did you do something that we didn't know about this past week?
She actually was fixing her home.
I guess Bill has me on the brain.
Well, who wouldn't? Hey, good morning. It's Tom Lucas with the co-host Fern Northcott of Remax Performance Realty. Bill Macklem is the president of Dominion Macklem Mortgages. He knows all about money. That's why we have him on the program. Our producer is Dwayne Bishop, and you are listening to Radio Real Estate on CIL 650.
Introducing Mommy Maids, a business created out of the lack of employment opportunities for single moms with flexible working hours. From residential to commercial, you can trust their insured and bonded cleaning professionals with any task. Let them clean your castle with no hassle. Go to mummymaids.com or call 604-533-4959.
1, 2, 3, ABC. Mommy Maids, come rescue me.
Hi, it's Preston here from Humphrey Pro-Painting and Renovations. When you're ready to paint, call Humphrey Pro-Painting and Renovations. We do it all. The filling, the sanding, the taping. Hey, we even clean up after ourselves. Discover what Humphrey Pro-Painting and Renovations can do for your home and office. Call for your estimate, 604-897-6049. That's 604-897-6049. Or get more information at humphreypropainting.com. That's humphreypropainting.com.
Good morning. It's Tom Lucas. I've got my favorite service manager at the other end of the phone, Mike Farkas from North Vancouver Nissan. Mike, if I wanted to come down and see you folks on a Saturday and have my Nissan looked at, can I do so?
Absolutely, Tom. I have almost a full crew on Saturday, so we're ready to do most general repairs. My parts department's open as well, so if you have any accessories that you want put on your Nissan, we can do that too. Sales is open as well if you want to buy a new one.
Yeah, you'll find them online at northvancouvernissan.com.
CIL 650.
I'm fixing a hole where the rain gets in and stops my mind from wandering. I'm filling the cracks that ran through the door and kept my mind from wandering.
My mind has been wandering. Bill, what went on in this day in history, in rock and roll history, way back when?
Would you believe?
No.
Then January 30th, 1956, Mr. Elvis Presley recorded Blue Suede Shoes.
No kidding. Blue Suede Shoes.
Blue Suede Shoes.
That's a Carl Perkins tune.
Is that right?
Yeah. Fern knows. Didn't you used to date Carl Perkins? No. It's
No, I didn't.
Never mind. 10:57 on Radio Real Estate Home Handyman Finn Jensen is here. Finn, good morning. What's on your mind today?
Good morning, Tom, and good morning, everybody. People viewing real estate will bear witness to the amount of innovation incorporated into today's homes. Modernity runs from the outside to the walls and floors and then into the hidden spaces we hardly visit unless things in there stop working. However, there is an old-fashioned idea destined to come into vogue again, the humble rain barrel. Back in the day when many households were on well water, a hot summer could pinch the well supply so that the kitchen garden had to be nourished from previous rainfalls. Depending on the property size, many homes had more than one barrel parked below a rain leader. There may have been a drain field installed to take away roof water during the wet seasons, but the barrels remained filled all the same, just for insurance. Bigger lots sometimes sported a small pond for drainage and irrigation to the delight of ducks and geese, domestic and otherwise. The notion of the rain barrel has always been valid, But now it's evolved into an approach to mitigate water restrictions implemented during hot summers. Large plastic barrels specially designed to catch rainwater are now available. Some have a tap to fill a can with. There's no immediate reason to rush into this. We'll be blessed with rain for a while yet. But just think, when the restrictions hit, you could have your own water supply to use as you wish. This is St. Jensen for Radio Real Estate. Talk to you next week.
This winter, let Finn take care of all your plumbing and heating needs. For fast, reliable, and dependable service, call Finn at Gentech Mechanical Installations, 778-378-2740. That's 778-378-2740.
And we should say good morning to Dave out in Chilliwack, because Dave has one of those rain catchers that Finn was talking about.
Really?
Yes, he's into recycling, Finn. You should see this guy.
Well, you know what? We live in a rainforest. Why wouldn't we save our rain?
Well, then there's Chilliwack.
Exactly.
They use all the water that we get here with. Just kidding. It's 10:59 now. Earlier in the show, Fern, you were saying that you have a brand new, fantastic listing that we should be chatting about.
Well, this listing hasn't even hit MLS yet. It'll be hitting next week. But this is the type of property that all of us baby boomers are looking for. In fact, I live in a polygon project myself. This particular one we've just listed is in Churchill Park. The property is 26 years old. Master bedroom on the main floor with 2 bedrooms upstairs. It is 1835 square feet, so it doesn't really feel like a downsize. It is a 45 plus, and if you want to drive by it, it is at 9208 208th Street. 9208 208th Street has a lot of amenities, and we've got it listed at $598,000.
Wow. So if somebody would like to get some more information about that, Fern, they can give you a call or text you or go to your website?
Certainly can. I can be reached at 604-790-9066, phone or text, 604-790-9066, or my email direct is fern@smart.com, fern with an E, at smart with 2 T's.com.
Okay, Bill. Okay, Fern. Okay, Dwayne. Time to get the truck out and pick up all those open house signs, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was a great show, though.
It was fun. You guys, you did a wonderful job. Fern, thank you so very, very much.
Always a pleasure, Tom.
I love talking to you because I learn something every week. And next week, I'm going to learn something about real estate, too. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. You have a lovely week, Fern. We'll see you on the show next Saturday morning.
You too, Tom.
Thank you. And Bill, thank you for being here.
Not a problem. Thank you much. We look good because Dwayne's here.
Dwayne does a good job, doesn't he?
Thank you, guys.
Sure
Thank you,
does.
Yeah, Dwayne. Boom. Yeah, Dwayne and I work together all week long here at the radio station. It's nice.
Was that gas, or are you playing a musical instrument?
No, that was him.
That was him.
That was him, yeah.
That's always
Yeah. Fern, Bill, thank you very much. Radio Real Estate returns again next Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, and I'll be back on the radio Monday morning at 7. Till then, it's Tom Lucas for everybody on the show. Have yourself a great weekend. Thank you. Bye.